Hello, everybody, and welcome. We've got our Clock in the Gallop preview for Fairview on the Poly tomorrow, and that means Nino, the man who is in form. He never is out of form, to be honest. And Nino, I haven't spoken to you since last Friday, and you were spot on. That double arrived and walled off the story. You had another great day. Well done.
Good evening, Neil. Yeah. I'm glad that arrived. That was one of my outsiders, and we were also a bit right about Atiab, eh?
Correct.
We weren't confident of him winning after all that traveling.
Yes.
I picked the wrong one, but American Landing also ran a bad race, but we were a bit concerned about Atiab.
Yes, exactly. If punters wanted to look for the value, that was where to go field, and that's certainly what came to pass. Atjab got beaten. But tomorrow's another day, and we're going to share the screen straight away and get into the selections for Nino's Fairview card tomorrow. And you've got three best bets, a value bet, a Bi-Pot. All of this is on screen. And then our race-by-race selections, or your race-by-race selections, starting with the first. And that's where we're going to start, where in the first race, number 7, Silent Observer, is one of your best bets.
Yes, Neil, I'm basing my selections on horses that have run, and on the horses that have run, I think this horse is going to be difficult to beat. I've had a look at the unraced horses. The one is from the Jacques Stradum yard that is not known to win with first-timers. The other one from the Smith stable is the one that there's money for. I'm not a fan of that breeding Time Thief. And number 1 from the Zietsman Oosthuizen ran a bad race on Friday in the feature race. So all in all, for me, Silent Observer is where I start with my multiples.
Okay, Silent Observer, yeah, and that Louis Nkotwa and Sharon Kotzen combination are pretty good, eh? They're pretty lethal.
Yes, they are. In PE, they are. The stable's coming right, and they are a combination to watch.
Okay, so that's the first selection, or race 1 selection, 7, 3, 5, and 8. And you're going to banker in the Bi-Pot. You're going to banker in the second leg as well. That's number 2, Blue Duchess.
Yeah, absolutely, Neil. Look, I think she's meeting the strongest field that up to now, but I think she's going to be up to the task. This horse is improving with every run, and I think that's the second leg of my multiple. I cannot see her being opposed. And yeah, I think she will win the race.
Yeah, and that's Marco van Rensburg and Gavin Smith, and they too have been in excellent form. I must say, Marco's done particularly well since he sort of teamed up with Gavin Smith, and they've done well. So in terms of the Bi-Pot again, let's just bring that back on screen. Banker 7, Banker 2, Blue Duchess. Right, then we start to get into 3 trappy races, Nino, and I know you think they're trappy because I can see what you've done in the Bi-Pot. You've gone 5 horses the next leg, then 4 horses, and then another 4 horses. So let's start out with this third race, which by definition is open. 2, 6, 3, and 8, your selection. You've actually added the 4 into the Bi-Pot as well. So this is an open race.
Yeah, this is the first of 3 tricky races, which will be consecutive races. Race 3, 4, and 5 are tricky. I've based my selection on the fact that this horse last time out behind Wiley's Tractor. 2 horses have come out of that form line to win. They were Interstate and Pacific Duke. So it's a very strong form line. Pacific Duke and Interstate ran quite way back behind Willie's Tractor. So the form line is strength. But it doesn't stop there. There's a horse coming from Durban. Bring Back the Money from the Cliffy Miller stable. And, you know, we've always got to respect horses that come from stronger centers. So maybe that could be a bit of a danger. And then number 3, Burnt Horizon, which got good form. And number 8, I give a chance as well to go at the Glen Cotson runner. I remember this horse, I went for it last time when Glenn brought it. I don't know if it's going to stay in PE, but we've got to give it another chance. The 2,400 was a bit too far for it last time. Hoping that it runs a better race on the poly and a bit shorter, over a shorter distance.
Well, I agree with you because, I mean, I'm just looking at the betting. Looks like they're going to be betting something like 4-1 the field. So you've got to go wide there. Go Ahead hasn't run a place yet, but in this kind of lineup, you could easily do that. So I'm glad you've popped him in. And the other one that isn't in your first 4, but you are going to put in the Bi-Pot is the Greg Sheen Alan Career Force number 4 King's Fort.
Yes, I'm adding that in the Bi-Pot, Neil.
Okay, right. Let's move on to the 4th race, which is the 4th leg. Now, this is a maiden plate fillies and mares over a mile, 11 horses carded, and the selection here is going to be 4, 6, 1, and 3, and the same numbers 4, 6, 1, and 3 go into the Bi-Pot play, where 4 is In Between Dreams. Now, this is your value bet of the day.
Neil, this is my value bet. I've been watching this horse since it came down with Candice Bass Robinson. The Silvano filly will be perfectly suited to the longer distance. And I think she's going to run a big race tomorrow. Marco van Rensburg, drawn for, I think she's got everything in her favor. The horse with all the form is number 1. But she's she's a struggling maiden, this Queen Louise. She's disappointed and she's always finding something to beat her. So for me, the value is number 4, In Between Dreams. 3rd run in PE. I think this is a peak run, and I'm expecting it to be right there at the finish. Okay,
so yeah, In Between Dreams is the value, but again, open race. So you've gone not only In Between Dreams, you popped in those other horses as well, the 1, the 3, and the 6 for the Bi-Pot.
Yes, Red, White, and Blue. There was some money for it first time out. She ran a good race behind Denim and Jeans, and then lost away a bit the next 2 runs. But Sheen and Greef, you can never leave them out, and that's got to go in. And 1, 3, 4, and 6 I've put it, and Red, White, and Blue, and 4, and number 3, Elusive Zoe, the coupling with Lyle Hubertson up.
Okay, so wide in the 4th, but we're going equally as wide in the 5th, and I can understand why. It's a merit-rated 68 handicap, and again, they're probably going to be betting something like 4-1 the field here. There's no real standout, and it looks like a very open race. So once again, Nino has gone wide, but he can afford to do that, of course, because he's got those 3 bankers. So let's quickly check on that. The numbers here in race 5, 1, 2, 6, and 8 you've gone. So your first choice is 1 from 2 and then 6.
Neil, I've tipped number 1 to win, but cautious to the public. Even though it won by 9 lengths last time, it caught the jockeys out, and I believe tomorrow the jockeys are going to be wise to the way this horse run. I don't think they're going to let Reach for the Line get away as it did last time. So it's not going to be as easy as that, and so it becomes a bit tricky. Kapanen won a good race last time out, and then number 3. Mary Lee also ran a good race behind Corsage last time. And then my horse that I've been going for, Ruby Rhythm, the ex-Glen Cotson, now with Sharon Cotson. I'm going to give this horse another chance and hope for a nice result in the Bi-Pot.
Well, that's interesting that you found that, because that I like myself, the 6. I thought that was probably a value play in the race. I earmarked it as one of my shrewdies on the day, so we definitely won't be leaving out the 6 in that 5th race, which is the 5th leg of the Bi-Pot. Now, all of that it's costing 80 Rand up until that stage, but it's going to stay 80 Rand because you're going to banker the 1 in the next race. So the last leg of the Bi-Pot, which we can see on screen here, banker 1. Take us through your logic there.
Well, Lady Catherine, when she came to PE from the Greg Indian stable, she absolutely pulverized the field first time out. She beat Natural Jade by 4.5 lengths. Last time, we can make an excuse for it that she was badly drawn, but I think she met a horse that was better than her on the day in Victoria Tower. I don't think there's anything in that kind of a class tomorrow. And for the Bi-Pot's a definite banker. If people want to add there, maybe that new horse that comes from the Brett Crawford now with Juan now, Variety Breeze. I think that's the only horse that could maybe give it a run for her money. She's beaten Valeriana. She's beaten all the other horses before. Now drawn 2. She's going to go to the front. She's fast. She comes out of the pen like a bullet. And I think they're going to struggle to reel her in. Yeah.
Okay, so banker in the last leg of the Bi-Pot. Just before we move on to the 7th race, let's confirm that Bi-Pot. Banker 7, banker 2, and then wide. 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. In the third leg, 1, 3, 4, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 6. Those are the kind of legs where you'd like to come through 1 out of 5, and the one you come through obviously runs first and second with 100 to 1 shot, and then you're on your own. That's the kind of results that we like. And then the last leg banker, the 1, as we've heard. Now, staying with 1, we're moving on to race 7, where number 1, Regimental, Alan Greff, Greg Sheen again. I mean, he's on a winning trot, this horse, and you think he'll win again tomorrow?
Nico, that's my best bet on the card. Unbeatable. And the placings, I'm not sure. Anything can run. I think Varsboy should run second, but then again, I'm here to tip winners. I don't know what's going to run second and third and fourth. I just know this is the banker for the pick sixes, and I cannot see this horse getting beat.
Okay.
That's in actual fact, that's my third leg of the multiple, and so I would suggest a nice multiple for the people. My 3 best bets on the card.
Okay, perfect. So straightforward, Nino doesn't hang around. He labels them, and he's labeled Regimental as his best bet of the day. The last race is a real swirl of it, I think. Fillies and Mares, 66 handicap. You've gone for Greg Sheen and Alan Greff again with the 4, but there could be a surprise here. I mean, it's a big field, and it looked to me reasonably open. And again, they're probably going to be betting something like 4 to 1, maybe even 5 to 1 the field.
You're absolutely right. This is the hardest race on the card. If number 1 and 4 don't win, then you practically got to go field in the exotics, especially in the pick 6 and the second jackpot. I've gone with number 4 Rimini because I've been waiting for this horse. Having the 3rd run since she's come to P from the Candace Bass Robinson. This Silvana filly, I think, is now due to run its best race. And I think she's a big runner. Drawn 4, perfectly drawn at 4, 3rd run in PE. I think she's going to be very hard to beat. The one that worries me is a newcomer, number 1, the Give Me the Green Light, the ex-Paul Muscat horse. For me, I think it's between the 2 of them. But for people that want to go wide, then they're going to have to seriously think about taking probably the field in the pick 6.
Yeah,
it's a very wide open race, Neil, very wide open. And besides those 2, then you could get a smash result in this league.
Yeah, I mean, for the PA, I thought for the place accumulator, the number 4 would run a place, actually, because she's nicely drawn. I'm going to take a chance with in the PA. But when it comes to the pick 6, you've got to definitely go wide there, because there's nothing worse than going out the last leg, and particularly in a 66 merit-rated fillies and mares. So I agree with Nino's suggestion there that 4 Rimini is our first choice, but pick 6-wise is no good thing in a very open race. So that then is the play tomorrow. Just to confirm that Nino's best bets are there. Race 1, number 7, Silent Observer. Race 2, number 2, Blue Duchess. And then his best bet of the day, his best bet of the day is race 7, number 1, Regimental. and the value play is race 4, number 4, In Between Dreams. And that's quite an affordable Bi-Pot in the end, just 80 Rand.
Yeah, Neil, it's 80 Rand. It's a bit bigger than what I usually make my Bi-Pots, but I just want to make sure that if the bankers arrive, that we catch it.
Well, I was going to say that, if punters want to go even wider in those legs, I mean, it's playing horses is about structure, and the key is to know where to go short and where to go wide and where to go field. And nobody died a pauper by taking a profit. So rather make sure that you come through than go out and try and get clever.
Absolutely. And even if they want to add some more in those legs, there are 3 open legs, even though I do have a strong selection in all 3 of them. If that one doesn't arrive or gets beat, then you could get results there.
Yeah, definitely. Those 3 legs very open. Nino, always a pleasure chatting to you. I wish you all, I don't have to wish you the best because you're in great form again Friday. The punters love you, love hearing from you, and you're bullish tomorrow. So just to confirm that last week, of course, we had that scare with the weather. From all accounts, the weather's better down in the Eastern Cape, so we should be fine. And in any event, we're on the poly already, so there won't be a change.
Yeah, Neil, I was going to say that it's a poly meeting tomorrow, so I've studied for the poly. I don't think they're going to put it on the turf.
No, exactly. Well, if they do, it'll be a hell of a curveball, but we won't have to worry about that. Nino, thanks very much for your time. Thanks your family for the time. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll get this out and about so your many fans can watch it this evening.